guys, so today I'm going to be going to Branch Brook Park and doing a vlog there. Basically, I'm just going to be filming probably the most important features of Branch Brook Park. I know that there's an ice skating rink, there's obviously the area with all the cherry blossom trees, and I know there's basketball courts. There's a lot of stuff at Branch Brook Park. So and you can drive through the park, and then you can also walk through the park. So I'll do a little bit of both and just try and show the best parts of it. Branch Brook Park is in Newark, New Jersey. It's a huge park. It's I would say it's the Central Park of Newark. So it's a pretty big park. It's been around for a long time. Before making this video, I looked a little bit into the history of the park, but I already knew it had been around for a long time because my grandma always went to this park when she was growing up in Newark in the 1950s. But they basically started making plans and clearing out land for the park and constructing it in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And then by the 30s and 40s, the park was maybe even before, in the 20s, the park was fully functioning and being used. Okay, so I just double checked. Somebody named Caroline Bamberger Fold donated 2,000 Japanese cherry blossom trees to Branch Brook Park in 1927, and then eventually the 2,000 cherry blossom trees that she donated became over 3,000. And I believe the cherry blossom trees here in Branch Brook Park actually rival the trees in Washington, D.C. At least that's what a number of websites say. Okay, so the area I pulled in at is just kind of a open field area. I think there might be a soccer field over there, but I'm just gonna drive through a little bit and get to where there's stuff that's more interesting. Okay, I drove forward a little bit more, and as you can see, some cherry blossoms are already starting to bloom, including some pink cherry blossoms. There's a soccer field over there. And the other thing is I'm here on a Monday at 3 p.m. So it's really not busy at all. Super, super easy to find parking. There's honestly more open parking than not available parking. But when I went here last spring with my grandma at the height of the cherry blossom trees being bloomed, it was really, really hard for us to find parking. We had to wait until we saw someone pulling out to find parking. So the parking situation is really just going to depend on when you go. Although it is starting to get busier now, I think, because people are getting out of school and work. So yeah. So this is what it looks like driving through. There's a playground here to the right. Actually, it's a dog park. I'm sorry. Dog park. Okay, so the second area I stopped to park in was by one of the river, kind of by the water, and also by the NJ Transit station, so I'll show that. Okay, so I'm just walking on the walking trail right now. This is what it looks like, and they have these all throughout the park along with the area to drive. Here's the crosswalk to the NJ Transit station. And here's the water. And then this bridge takes us out to a huge field over here. Here's more of the field. And you can walk more by the water over here. This park is obviously really huge, so it's going to be hard for me to even show a small percentage of it, but I'm just going to try and go near a lot of different pretty areas. Okay, here's more water. There's so many different bodies of water throughout this park, so I'll just try and show. This one has a fountain. This is what the road looks like. Okay, so I found an area where there's a lot more cherry blossoms bloomed, and it's way more crowded here. Here's some, but there's way more in a little bit. there's the cathedral that is like right kind of a part of the park, and that's where we're going right now. Okay, so I just drove to the complete opposite side of the park because I wanted to show the cathedral, I think it's pronounced Basilia, of the Sacred Heart, which is like that really huge cathedral I just showed before, and I'll go there and show more shots of that. And then there's also more cherry blossoms over here, some baseball and softball fields, and like I said, I think there might be like an ice skating rink and some basketball courts over here, but I'm not sure if they're here or somewhere else in the park, so I'll try and find those. And then also on my way in, when I was passing like one of the other entrance areas, I saw some tennis courts, which I didn't know were here. So there's just a lot of stuff here. There's a few different visitor centers and buildings, so yeah. Okay, so this is the church more up close. Okay, here's what it looks like from the front. So it's really pretty. So now this is like another entrance to the park, and the church is right there. Okay, here's more water. Here's the roller blading skating center. It's the actual playground. And then here's the basketball area. This is just like one last clip of the park. Here's one last body of water over here. And then there's actually baseball and softball fields through there. I'll try and get a better view. Okay, here's the sport fields over there. Okay, so that's gonna be it for the video today. I didn't get to show all of Branch Brook Park. That would be kind of like really hard to do in one video. But it's really big. There's baseball fields, softball fields, soccer fields, a roller skating rink, basketball courts, a playground, a dog park, a bunch of other buildings and stuff, like a visitor center, and it's really huge. There's a lot of different entrances and exits, and it's in Newark, New Jersey. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going. It's hard to find parking in some places, but for the most part, it's not that hard to find parking. And yeah, it's really clean, it's really kept up nice, and I would recommend going.